Lesson 5.3, inequalities. So inequalities involve less than, greater than, and also less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So this stuff here at the top refers to graphing, and you're going to start graphing inequalities on number lines, and this is kind of the rules to graphing. One thing that I want you to notice, it's this part as far as the shading on a number line is pretty self-explanatory. Whichever way the symbol is pointing, so the point is right here, it's on the left for both of these, less than and less than or equal to, pointing left, so that means you shade the line left. And then if it's greater than or equal to, it's pointing to the right, so you shade right. The other thing that you have to look at is whether it equals that number or if that number's just a boundary. So if it says that it is less than or greater than, that number is not included. It's greater than that number. It's less than that number. That's why you put an open circle around that number on a number line. But if it says less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, it could be equal to that number. So you close the circle, you fill it in because that number is included. Now, here's what I'm talking about. If you had something like x greater than 3 as the solution to something, on a number line, you would have your number 3. Since it is just greater than, then that means that you're going to put an open circle because 3 is not included. You'd put an open circle around the 3, and since it's greater than, it's pointing right, so you would shade the line and the arrow on the right. That's what this is referring to, the shading. Okay, we'll get to more examples of that in just a minute. We're going to move on to writing inequalities from statements. So it's similar to taking sentences and making them math equations, only these aren't equations because it's not an equal sign, it's an inequality. On all of these, you will have to come up with a variable, use that variable, the correct symbol, and whatever number they tell you. So on the first example right here, it says more than 3,400 people attended the concert. So what's the thing we really don't know? Trayton. We don't know specifically. What don't we know specifically?
The sign.
Well, we'll have to figure out the sign from the words. But when we say something like that, more than 3,400 people attended the concert, we don't know specifically how many what? People. So pick a variable for people.
X.
Okay. So we're going to say X, and it's more than 3,400. So the number we're going to use is 3,400. Now, Trayton, what do you think we would use to show that X, the real number of people, is more than 3,400? What do you think we would use? Greater than. So greater than is the big opening that comes first. We've already talked about how you use your left hand to make the less than, so this one would be greater than. So X greater than 3,400 would be what inequality you should write with that. Questions about that one? The next one, she made $11 per hour, but no more than $121 total. So what's the thing we don't know specifically? How many what? Tori? How many hours? Pick a letter for that. H. So we're going to use H. It's $11 per hour. So what would that indicate? How would I get 11 in there, Tori? 11 times H, $11 per hour. no more than $121. So $121 is going to be in there. Now this one's kind of tricky. No more than 121. Tori, does that mean it could be 121?
Yeah.
Okay, and it could be less than 121, right? So what symbol am I going to put between those two?
Less than.
Yeah, less than or equal to. So 11 times the number of hours is how much she would make, $11 per hour, but no more than 121 total. So she's going to earn 11 times however many hours she works, but it's got to be less than or equal to $121. Okay, last one. A pair of jeans were discounted $40 and now less than $50. So what's the thing that we really don't know? What's the thing we really don't know? Layla.
How much the jeans?
How much the jeans are. Pick a variable for that.
J.
J. Okay, so we've got J. They were discounted $40. How could we show that? So they were J and then discounted 40. How could you show that? Minus 40. And now less than 50. So 50's in here. And what symbol do you think I'm going to use? The less than. J minus the $40 is less than $50. Okay, so you're going to end up writing some inequalities from statements like this. Okay, the next thing, you're going to think you went back to elementary school. True or false? 10 minus x is less than 7 if x equals 5. Cece, what do you think I ought to do here? 10 minus 5, definitely. 10 minus 5 is less than 7. And what's 10 minus 5? 5 less than 7, true or false, Cece? That's what you're going to do. 16 over a greater than or equal to 5 if a equals 4. Somebody that hasn't gotten a ticket yet. Somebody that hadn't gotten a ticket yet. Stephen, what do you think?
By 4, which a would be 4.
So I'm going to put 4 in for a. 16 divided by 4 greater than or equal to 5. And what's 16 divided by 4? What's 16 divided by 4?
4.
4. So now I've written 4 is greater than or equal to 5. True or false?
False.
So we would write false. Okay. So that is what you're going to do. Those kind of things too. Questions about that? Okay. Now let's get back to that graphing a little bit. So you've got your rules written down. I have to kind of scroll down here a little bit. Graphing on a number line. It says x is less than 2. All you are going to do for me is you're going to take and draw a small number line. You really only have to put one number on it. I am completely good with that. And the number that I'm going to put on this one is going to be 2. You decide first if it's an open or closed circle. When it says less than, it's an open. And then you decide which way to shade. And it's pointing left, and it's less than, so you're going to shade left. Just like that. And then you're going to be done. When we grade this, we'll grade what kind of circle and which way you shaded. Yes?
We shaded it like that. Wish we could have said or showed us last year.
If you can kind of bring it down a little bit, it would be good. If you if you're used to that, I can understand. Just try to get the hang of it eventually. All right, b greater than or equal to -1. So I'm going to put -1 on here. And Haley, open or closed circle?
Close.
So I'm going to put a great big closed circle on my -1. And then Haley, which way am I shading it?
To the right.
To the right. Next, A less than or equal to 7. Somebody that hasn't gotten a ticket yet. I'm going to put 7 on here. Braxton, open or closed circle?
Open.
Nope, less than or equal to?
Close.
Closed, and I'm going to shade it which way?
To the left.
To the left. C greater than 0. Jessica, I'm going to put 0 on there. Open or closed circle?
Open.
Open, and I'm going to shade it
To the right.
to the right. Piece of cake, right?
Yep.
All right. One more thing. Everybody got those written down? One more thing. And this time, they're giving us the graph. They're giving us the graph. Okay, come on down. And we have to write the inequality. So here's what I want you to do. I'll do the first one. We'll have somebody else do the last one. You must start with a variable first. And then you know you're going to have the number 4 involved. Since it is shaded left, I know it's going to have a less than symbol. And then I look at the circle. Since it's open, I don't do anything else. That's my answer. X less than 4. Okay, the last one, it's got a closed circle on -5 and it's shaded right. Somebody that hasn't gotten a ticket, tell me what it's going to be. Dakota.
X is less than or equal.
Okay, I agree with the -5. It's going this way. It's shading this way. So my greater than or equal to, and the equal to is because it's closed. Okay, questions about that?